Well, new year, new hair. Oh yeah. Today we're playing with strippers, boys. Yeah! Not the fun kind of strippers, but these kind of strippers. I failed in my most recent video to clean up my Offenhauser dual plane intake manifold. I thought I was going to be able to just hit it with some sort of substance to be able to knock off the paint that was on it that somebody had placed there whenever ago, and I failed miserably. I hit it with walnut, didn't do anything, hit it with aluminum oxide, and it dulled it, but it didn't really strip it. So today, we're getting strippered. That's what we're doing. This is my Offenhauser dual plane intake manifold, and as you can see, it is not pretty. The whole thing looked like this silver here, and after quite a lot of time in the blast cabinet, it got to a little duller, I guess. It stripped kind of like the finish off the front, but it's still definitely got this coating on it, which is not attractive. What I'm trying to get down to is a bare, raw aluminum, because aluminum is pretty, and that's what I'm trying to get to. So what we're going to do is we're going to use two different strippers that I have access to. We'll call them Molly and Destiny, and we're going to put a bit of each of them on each of this, and we're going to see whether or not either of them do anything whatsoever to this enamel that's on here. This reminds me of enamel that I have seen on wheels from like the 70s, 80s, early 90s, that was just impenetrable to anything you threw at it. And it's very possible that that's what's on this intake manifold. I have spoken with other people that have these exact same intake manifolds, and theirs are raw aluminum. So I know that I can get there. I know that that's where it's supposed to be. I just don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to get there with what I have. I'm limited on the amount of things that I have access to. I don't have an oven or any of those things. So we're going to see if this works. If it does, if it removes this stuff, great. Then I can move forward and do what I needed to do. If not, then I'm going to have to call in some reinforcements and maybe see if I have somebody that has the ability to do something more aggressive than what I can do. I have some ideas in mind in case I fail yet again, but you never know unless you try. So today we're playing with strippers. Offenhauser and I are going to have a little bit of a conversation, and that's how this is going to go. So I have on the back side of this thing, on the underneath side, I'm going to use my crate motor as a workbench here. You can see this surface is exactly how it was. This one I have hit with a little bit of media, but that's all it did. You can also see the casting date there is 410 of 01. 5499 is the part number here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these two surfaces as test patches, because it's the underside of the intake manifold. I'm going to put one stripper on this side. We'll say this is Molly on this side and Destiny on this side. And we'll see which of these two strippers actually put in some work. Or, if like most times in my life where I'm dealing with strippers, I just spend a lot of money and don't actually get anywhere. Let's not talk about that portion of my life. Let me put some gloves on. Always use protection, gentlemen. We'll see if we can get anywhere. I did also pick up some cheap throwaway brushes as well, just to be on the safe side here. Because basically once I use these, I'm never going to use them again. I think I'm going to use those smaller ones there. We'll give this a shot. So both Destiny and Molly have very similar product usage. Essentially apply with a brush, let it sit for somewhere between 2 and 15 minutes, and then come back and agitate the surface, see if it breaks it up. If it does, great, you've made progress. If it doesn't, which, knowing my luck, it's not, you just wasted 15 minutes. And you know, again, back to the stripper reference, yeah, you just spend 15 minutes just hanging out, hoping something happens, and probably doesn't. You wasted some money, wasted some time, and you just move on with your life. Man, this is such a conversation about my life. So, let's give them a shot here. Oh, and shake well. Never forget to shake your strippers. This will be Destiny. Spelled, of course, with an I, because we're just going to get a little bit of a dab-uroo there. Maybe a little, we'll give her a little extra for the new year. This is kind of a gel product, so it's not super runny. And we'll just paint that on there. Well, from initial, I will say that does seem to actually be doing something. So that's good. Maybe. All right. We'll let Destiny go to work. Two-minute remover. I believe this is an enamel, so it says 5 minutes. That looks like honey. Apply that on there. Obviously, you don't want to inhale a bunch of this stuff. Use a little bit more of this. Go for maybe the long pour. Go. All right. See Destiny doing her thing over here. Did at least discolor the brush, so that's probably a good sign. Molly over here doing her thing. It is 5:55, so we'll let these guys do their work for about, I don't know, 5 songs or 2, 10 minutes. We'll come back, check on them, see where we are. Hopefully, we've done something. If not, I don't know, throw another $10 at it, see what happens. Ugh, me and my stripper references. Back with you in 10 minutes. Alright guys, it's been 10 minutes. Let's check on our strippers. Okay, well. Destiny looks like she's still kind of wet. And Molly over here doesn't. You could definitely tell it did something. So that's, I mean, at least it's doing something. I've got my paint scraper here. Also known as my eating utensil from lunch, New Year's. That should work. Hey. Uh-oh, uh-oh. We getting somewhere? I think we're making progress, boys. We're getting somewhere. Now, whether or not that's just eating off that layer of stuff that's on the top, or if it's eating off what I actually needed to eat, we'll see. Let's check on Destiny. Oh yeah, that's definitely working. Now it's definitely coming off, but this is still really jelly. Now this stripper does say that it takes longer. This says 15 minutes or so. Or reapply, kind of like sunblock. And it does still seem like it's wet. So, I don't know, maybe this one's more aggressive. You can definitely see where it's a bit more, like it's coming down to this. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of scraping off camera. You guys don't have to watch that because that's not going to be very interesting. And we're going to see if I can make some progress on this and go from there. Now, this is a pretty intensive process because this entire manifold is covered with this stuff. So if this does work, I'm going to have to spend multiple hours probably doing this. So cost-benefit analysis, again, this is a kind of irreplaceable intake manifold. It's not something I could just go ahead and get my hands on, versus I pay somebody to strip this thing. I don't know. Maybe it's worth the time, maybe it's not, but I've got some time. If this is Automotive Adventures with Austin, this is my nights and weekends and evenings and off time when I'm not officially working on my normal job. So I've got the time, might as well do some work, and it's educational, sorta, I guess. Why not? Let's do some work. I'll be back with you guys in a little bit once I get done doing some scraping. All right, well, it's been about another 15 minutes. This part definitely got more gummy. You can see come on, Austin, work your camera magic here. It's definitely more gummy, which seems to be at least this top coat of silver. Now I do get a kind of a similar feeling over here, where you can see it kind of peeling, but neither of them seem to do anything to get past this top coat of stuff. I even went all the way to just using a straight up steel screwdriver here. You can see this stuff comes off, but short of physically just scraping through whatever that is, which is all that is, that's not, you know, that's not stripper that's getting me there. That's just physical steel against whatever I'm working on here. I don't think we're getting anywhere. Which, if I'm honest, I'm not that surprised with. I know a lot of people have said use aircraft stripper. I have used aircraft stripper in the past to be able to do things to remove paint and varnishes and things. But aircraft stripper today is not the aircraft stripper that we were all used to 20 or 30 years ago. The reformulation is not nearly as toxic and aggressive, and it's not because it's not as terrible, it also doesn't do as well. So I could go grab some aircraft stripper, but I think I'm going to probably end up in a very similar situation with this. I am going to rinse this off and see if maybe doing the treatment that I did, if it allows that aluminum oxide to eat through that easier. Maybe. Maybe it's penetrated enough of that it's loosened up that material and it's made it weaker. It's definitely made the surface a lot more gummy. So that's a good thing, I think. Other than the fact that it could end up in the actual blaster, but we'll see. I'm going to give that a try. If it works, great, we move forward, we get it done. Otherwise, I got to make some phone calls and see what's available. I don't think this is powder coating. I don't think it is, because of the date on the manifold and the conversation that I had with the gentleman that I bought it from. I don't feel like this is powder coating. I feel like this is some sort of a paint, and it feels like like old enamel that you would put on old school wheels, where it's just like hard as a rock. And this is essentially the most aggressive stuff that I can throw at this, and it's not really doing much. So let me rinse this off. That will alleviate all of the chemicals and stuff that are on this that are active, and then I'm going to toss it in the tank, or in the blaster, and we're going to throw some aluminum oxide at it and see if it does anything. If it does, great. If it doesn't, we move forward. Science. Test and verify. What do you think? Molly or Destiny? I think Destiny probably did a better job. If I'm honest, I think Destiny did a better job. I used more of Molly than I did of Destiny. Clean strip, premium stripper. You may be a premium stripper, but sometimes you're just not good enough. I'm gonna win sometime. I'm gonna win. One of these videos I'm gonna make, it's gonna be start to finish, positive energy, achievements. We're gonna feel like we've done some great things together. It's gonna happen one of these days. I'm gonna get start to finish, like 8-minute episode of no problems and everything's successful. It's a good thing I'm an extremely positive person, because I might even believe my own stuff on that one. All right, blow it. No air. Dang it. Take two. All right, well, it definitely tacked up the top coat, so that's good. The areas where I scraped it with a steel screwdriver, you can actually see, looks like some bare aluminum underneath there, but manually scratching the crap out of this is not an option. I don't know. I'm gonna give this a couple of minutes in the let the air compressor build up pressure here, and I'm gonna hit these areas. So we've got Molly on this side, Destiny on this side. Now this side was that kind of goldish almost color before I used the paintbrush from this side and transferred some of the silver back over to here. But I'm not noticing much of a major difference between these two. Maybe that Molly was a little stronger here because I doubled it up there and I did put quite a lot of it on there. That's the 2-minute stripper versus the 15-minute stripper. I gave them both 15 minutes, so I don't know. I get the feeling I'm going to have to find a more professional person to handle this beyond what I can do. But let's give it a try, see what happens. Plug in the air hose, idiot. Now it'll probably work better. Take two. Not doing squat. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not. I'm going to keep working on this. We're past the point of, is this efficient? We're now at the point of, can I just win through pure determination and stupidity and an unwillingness to give up? That's where we are. This is not efficient, any way we want to look at it. To spend this much time and energy to do this. If it even works at this point in time, great. But I'm just going to keep going. So I'll save you that point. I'll check back with you in a bit. Put on some music. And yeah, I know. I'm short, and everybody else here is taller than me. All right, moment of truth. That looks like bare aluminum. So, it does seem like our 15-minute stuff maybe is doing a better job than our other stuff. But at the end of the day, what's truly going to make this succeed isn't the grit that I'm using in the blaster, it's the grit that I'm showing with the blaster. More often than not, your willingness to not give up, to stay the course, to keep working at it, keep grinding, not give up, is what is going to make you succeed in life. It's going to make you succeed in your projects, it's going to make you succeed in your relationships, it's going to make you succeed in everything. And I know you're here just for the automotive stuff, and I know you're not here for all the positivity and the life lessons and the experience and stuff that I want to probably try to impart upon you, and all of the things that I have learned in my life and the experiences that I have gleaned over my years. But more than anything, that is what has gotten me through my life, gotten me through everything that I've been through, is my willingness to not give up, my positive attitude, and my willingness to say, you know what, this is going to be difficult, it's going to take time, there's not going to be an easy way around this, and it's just going to take a lot of hard work. And that's pretty much what we're going to do here. That's how we're going to win. That's how I'm going to get through this. It's going to take a bunch of time, but I think we're going to win. I think we're going to get there. Now, I guess a question would be, does it make sense for me to reapply that stuff? Maybe let it sit even longer before I come back at this and hit this. Well, it's a possibility. Possibility. I am going to clean this off real quick, and then I am going to toss it in the vapor hone real quick, and I'm going to see if these little bare pieces of aluminum here, if they shine up, because that's going to tell me whether or not I want to spend the rest of my day, or tomorrow, or a day over the weekend over here blasting away. But I'd say that the strippers definitely didn't do everything I was hoping they would do. They did somewhat loosen up the material that was there, so they did make some progress. Normally speaking, when you use some sort of a paint stripper, you apply it, it's a gel, and it just kind of eats the paint up and turns it into like a goo, and you can just scrape it off with a paint scraper. We're not anywhere near that. That's not the level of success we had with this stuff. But I think it did give me some progress, because I undoubtedly have gotten through, I believe, the layer that I was stuck on last time I tried this. So I don't know that I want to call it a win just yet, but stick around. I might put one in the W column today. That would be nice. I could start off my year with a win. At least one. Just one. This is a test piece. I didn't actually apply any of the stripper to this. And let's see. Well, isn't that interesting? Alright, let's go toss this guy in the vapor honing cabinet. See if this turns out looking anything respectable. Vapor hone on. Windshield washer on. For those of you who did not see the previous episode, this is our super fancy schmancy vapor honing cabinet. It is essentially crushed glass bead and water. So you've got media that comes out of one hose, and water that comes out of the other mixes in that gun, and Bob's your uncle. So this right here is essentially crushed glass bead, sand, which also is super fun if you happen to get it in your mouth. I don't recommend doing that. So this is actually a pretty quick process. Which you probably won't be able to see, but trust me, it'll go pretty quick. That looks kind of shiny to me. You can see where I poked it with a steel screwdriver and damaged it, but so this is what it was doing before. You can see how that's yellowed there and yellowed there. This is the actual outer layer of silver, and then it gets to this layer, and then it gets down to the actual aluminum. So what do we think, guys? Do we call this a win? Do I get to add one to the W column? I think I do. It's just going to take a lot of time and dedication and some tunes and sit over there in the corner with that cabinet blasting it. And I think we'll get there. This is not a lot of fun, but it is something that we have the capabilities of doing. You can also see here, like, I almost even burned this with trying to hit it with media. That's how hard that is. Look at that. Just to try to get through that, it just literally burned it. So, it's a win. It's not the ideal win. It's not the way I wanted to do it, but I think the idea is going to be coat this whole intake manifold in Destiny. Let it sit for probably 30 minutes or so. Go over it with some rough stuff to scuff up the surface. Maybe give it another coat, let it sit for another 30 minutes, go over it again to make sure that it's all scuffed up as much as possible, and then put it in the cabinet and get to work. Then I have myself a brand new, old 23-year-old Offenhauser dual quad intake manifold for my Pontiac. Now what I end up doing with it, I don't know. I did pose the question to a number of people, well, all of you folks, about would you guys be interested in seeing some kind of like a Pontiac intake manifold showdown on a Pontiac motor. Whether that's my 455 on the dyno, or whether that's the 350 HO that I'm in the process of building. Either way, we can make this work. I'm just kind of curious what you guys are interested in. I have the Performer intake manifold. I have that dual quad Offenhauser. I have the lights on out here. I do have the Performer air gap, or the air gap, Edelbrock air gap. I do have a Performer RPM intake manifold. I also have that, which is the other one that came out of the Vapor Hone. This is what it's supposed to look like, is that beautiful, true aluminum look. That's what it's supposed to look like. This one was considerably less disgusting than the Offenhauser was, and it wasn't painted with whatever sort of submarine paint that other thing was painted with. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys want to do. Let me know what you think I should do. You know, did I win just through pure grit and determination? Yeah, maybe. But sometimes that's the best solution to the problem at hand. So Thanks for being here, guys. I truly do appreciate you. Thank you very much for supporting me on my little journey here with my side adventures with automotive adventures with Austin. Obviously, I work here at Lucor Automotive. This is my primary job that I do. This is just kind of for my side stuff, for my own personal projects and what I do. One of the nice things with being able to do stuff on YouTube is it does keep you motivated to work on your own projects. I am just as guilty as all the rest of you people are. As I get projects and I get moving and then I get to a point and I stop and I lose focus and I don't get back to it, and it sits and it sits and it sits. Having a YouTube channel makes you stay focused, makes you keep working on things, and makes you want to keep striving forward, because you guys will ask me, hey Austin, what's going on with Katrina's charger? Or, hey Austin, what's going on with this project? Or what's that going on with that project? And you guys hold me accountable and it helps me. So thank you guys all so much for that. Just FYI, for those of you who are curious, what's going on with Katrina's charger? The motor is right here. That is the 451 stroker that goes in Katrina's 1973 Dodge Charger. And her 1973 Dodge Charger is in the backyard. This spring, plan is to be able to get that car in here, get that motor, trans, everything put back in that car, rewire it, get the EFI system put on it, and get that car fired up so she can have some fun with her car. My wonderful lady Katrina, whose birthday was yesterday. If you didn't see that, by the way, happy birthday, my love. And get that car up and running so we can go muscle car around together in the cool car club. And that's what the plan is for that. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate you guys so much. The community we're building on here makes me so proud. I'm so glad to be a part of this whole thing, and I'm so glad to have you guys here helping me make this thing possible. So I will see you on the next one. Take care. I love you.